Hello and welcome to Muddypawscrime Live. This evening we have with us the owner of the stolen dog, Maple. So thank you very much for coming onto the live with us. We understand how difficult it is for you. Obviously, many people. That's okay. Obviously, many people know about Maple, but there are, of course, a lot of people that don't, and we hope this live will bring some information for you. And obviously we would ask anybody watching or watching in the future, can you please share to help us get Maple home. So can we start with how Maple was actually stolen?
Yeah, so we were on a walk, as you can see on this video. We've been here before and it's used by a lot of dog walkers. I was heading back, so that was where I came from. It's just shown you. So then I was heading back down the field with Maple. Maple's always very close to me. She never leaves my eyesight. It's kind of one of her protective natures of me. Also sometimes if I'm too poorly to walk, we are in parks where I'm sat on a bench and she's always in front of me running around and playing. So as we're coming up here, unbeknown to me, this bit where all of this vegetation is goes out onto Hogmore Lane. I didn't know that it had car access. As you can see here, this is the poster. So this is where Maple was lured out. We believe it must have been some food or something, because she, as I say, she doesn't leave me. And then in the few seconds that I walked through that path, she was taken. There was a witness there who spoke to the men in the car because they made her feel very uncomfortable, and asked her where a chainsaw shop was. And she was really quite uncomfortable when I said to her, "Where is my dog?" Because she had obviously communicated with the men in the car, and we believe that they were trying to distract her. It was a Saab 9-3, we know. The police have the registration, and just so that people are aware, we're no longer looking for the car. I can't say anything else about the police investigation, but thank you everyone in the local area that's always told us about possible sightings. As I say, the police do have the registration. The car in question drove to the end of the lane, turned around and came back on itself, which is strange in itself because it could have just gone down the other road. The reason it did was it was picking up the fourth member of their team that obviously had Maple, and put her in the car, and drove off at speed.
Yeah, okay, well let's hope the police continue their inquiries. Now yourself and Maple have a very special bond and relationship, don't you? So we can only, begin to imagine the impact it's had on you. But if you can expand to, the public to keep looking out for Maple, and whoever has Maple, let them know the impact that it's had on you.
Yeah. So some people will have seen that I suffer from ME and fibromyalgia, and I also have anxiety and depression, mainly because of being diagnosed. It's kind of ruined the life that I used to enjoy. And I was lucky enough to get Maple about a year after I was diagnosed. And it's very well known that dogs are incredible for mental health. She's a therapy dog in the sense that stroking a dog is known to be very good for anxiety.
Yeah.
But because of my illnesses, I can't maybe undertake the hobbies that some people do to distract themselves with their hands. Sometimes I don't have very good grip, so Maple was ideal, really. She sits on my lap constantly, unless my legs are too sore. In which case, I think you'll have seen in the photos, she just tries to get as close as she can, even if it's snuggling up against my foot. In this video, you'll see how Maple walks when I'm struggling, just to show really that she comes back up to check on me and she waits for me. So it's even more abnormal for her to run out of a footpath that we were walking on.
Yeah. She wouldn't want to be away from your side.
She wouldn't. She doesn't. She only does that if I start venturing somewhere. She always looks to me to check whether she should say hello to people and things. We've, since I've had her, we've only been apart for one night. She doesn't like not being with me either. We did work hard on separation anxiety a lot, because it's not healthy for the dog to have that either. So we had a good mix between that. She always wanted to be with me and protect me, but I did leave her with my mum a lot, so that she got used to not having me around. But if I was in the house resting in a separate room, she would always want to get to me. So yeah, when I say that we were joint at the hip, that's just no exaggeration. She went everywhere with me. And because I spend so much time at home for my illnesses, we were always together.
But she's, it's not just a stolen dog. Maple is a therapy dog. Please, please, please bear this in mind also. It may seem a silly question to some, but it does actually make sense. Can we ask why you are keen to remain anonymous in the media? Whilst we're talking, I'll leave this photo up of Maple, which has her distinctive marks, which we, ask everybody to look out for.
Yeah. So at first, as soon as I reported it to the police, they said to remain anonymous. So that was from police advice. There's also the worry that we obviously don't know who we're dealing with. We don't know if it's a gang. So additionally, my family's safety is paramount. We also, I'm very vulnerable physically, as you know, but mentally that's the worst thing for me. I live alone. I don't have Maple anymore. She was all I had. So having people know who I am does invite trolls to social media. As a family, we don't use social media anyway. There are no pictures of family members on social media, and obviously we are now active on it for Maple, but it's not about me, and this is what I'm trying to get across. I'm worried about Maple, and it's Maple's welfare just as much as my own. And
that was going to lead to my next question. Like, what are your biggest worries for Maple being away from you also?
Yeah. We'll also just add that I I'm still keen to try and go and look at dogs for sale when I can. So ID wise, it's easier if people don't know what I look like, and we do actively go out and look at dogs for sale. It's something that we have to do, unfortunately, because it's very likely that she has been or is being sold on once they realise she can't be bred from.
It makes sense. If somebody recognises you, they know straight away that you are Maple's owner, and then obviously that leads to either a dog being hidden, moved on. So it makes perfect sense. One thing that does,
in terms of worries,
sorry, Dom.
In terms of worries for Maple, she was ill herself. She's had various ailments since I've owned her. She has a lot of tummy problems, and there's not many foods that she can eat. We tried 7 different diets to get to one that didn't upset her tummy. She doesn't really eat many treats that don't hurt her. So that's a big worry for me, because I have no idea, obviously, what she's being fed or how she's being kept. She was actually on antibiotics when she was taken as well. She has problems with her ears. And she has a lot allergies with her skin as well, which is another reason why I kept her coat short. A lot of people will see there's more pictures of her with a short coat. That was because she got very itchy, so it was better for her. And as I said earlier, it's the separation anxiety for her that I'm worried about as well. And as her sort of sole purpose was to look after me. I don't know if people have seen it, but there's a film called A Dog's Purpose, and if you haven't, I'd urge you to watch it, because that pretty much sums up what Maple is with me. Will she think I didn't want her anymore? She was doing such a great job of looking after me. I don't like the thought of her thinking that I didn't want her anymore. She's a very sensitive dog. If we have a family occasion and somebody leaves the room, she's then looking at the door until they come back. She's very astute and very aware, so I am worried about her welfare in that aspect as well.
Yeah, so we ask the public, please, there's so many factors to take in, not just the owner's health, but also Maple's. She needs to be found as soon as possible. Moving on from that, you have a campaign, obviously, we call it #Find Maple campaign. Is there anything that the public could help you with, or would you like to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, there's lots that people can do to help us. A lot of people are already doing, but we always welcome more help. Specific examples, we're launching a new poster after this live. We need that all over the UK, and we really need people's help. We're doing as much as we can, or my lovely friends and family are doing much as they can. I'm not fit to do much myself, but those posters really need to go at shops, at dog walking parks, especially vets. I need every single vet in the UK to know that she's stolen. Vets do not scan dogs' microchips when they're taking on a new patient. They only do it when it's a stray. So some family could have purchased Maple quite honestly, and they won't know until there's a reason to scan her chip. We also need, obviously, people to continue what they're doing all over social media, and we obviously have a page on Facebook. We have definitely _Maple account on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. Search for #Find Maple. everything needs sharing as much as possible, please, and I really can't say that enough.
Yeah, all the links will be put into the comments for the public to follow, if they're not already.
There's also the Nextdoor app as well, for your local area. If people can please put a poster on there for their local area so more people know about it. Any events that you go to, we have t-shirts. Can you give out flyers for us? We have a number of businesses using our stickers on their mail outs, which is amazing. And also really helpful is checking the sales ads across the pet selling sites. We do this, but just on one site there's about 700 new cockapoos added a day. And it's easier if people are in the area local to that for them to see it as well. So please do let us know if you see anything that you think might help. And just understand that if you are reporting anything, or you think you might have seen Maple or she is being sold, that might not be the thieves, and we understand that somebody could really innocently be purchasing her. There's just no there's no blame at all. I just want her back.
We all, really, really hope and pray that that is very, very soon. The heartbreak and trauma it's caused is just, beyond words. I'm so sorry. So if the thief or whoever took Maple, or who has Maple now, who may not be the thief, of course, what would you like to say to them as Maple's owner?
I really, really need them to know about the reward. We set up a GoFundMe for Maple, and the money that people donate purely goes on the campaign to help us advertise, print posters, print waterproof posters, get them to people all over the UK, pay for social media advertising. I'm going to do an update on what we've spent people's money on, but I wanted to make it clear that the money that people are kindly donating is going to the campaign. We don't expect people to donate money to put it into the pockets of the thieves. That would be our money, and if that time comes, that is our family's money that we will give them. So if people do feel comfortable to donate, I would really appreciate it, because we would love to do more national advertising. In terms of the thieves, I need them to know that the money is there as a reward. I also, if they don't care about the welfare of a dog, and I understand not everybody gets that they are a family member, I'd urge them to understand that I live on my own, and Maple is my baby. So these people, they must have a family member, they must have a partner or a child themselves. It's not actually just Maple that this is hugely affected. I don't know how I can live without her, and that is not an exaggeration. So if you care about humankind, please leave her somewhere safe and just let me have her back.
She's a family member. She's not just an animal. She's a family member, a therapy dog, and so much more. We're going to show a little video now. I've died every day waiting for you. This is Maple's Facebook page, Maple-Stolen-Hurst RG10. If you are a member, can you please keep sharing? If you haven't joined the Facebook group, can you please join? All links will be put in by Muddypawscrime and Maple's admin into the comments already. This is Maple's Instagram page, definitely_Maple. There's also a link to the GoFundMe, which was also on the Facebook page. Maple has a Twitter group, which has quite low followers at the moment. Let's bump these followers up all over Twitter. We will be putting the live video on Twitter also, so please get sharing. Definitely Maple, which is @find_Maple. If anybody has any information about Maple, can you please contact admin on social media or Crime Stoppers, or you can contact the Muddypawscrime team in confidence. It's evident, and the fact that Maple is spayed, that likelihood is she could be sold on at some point. It's very important to let all the vets in the areas know. If Maple is sold on, she will be very likely visiting a vet. Just please keep an eye out on the selling site. Sometimes thieves wait a little while before they put dogs on. Has your friend, family member, neighbour, anybody that you know acquired a dog like Maple since she has been missing? Can we just remind people what date Maple was actually stolen?
Yeah, the 21st of March.
Okay, and that's this year.
So
that's not long ago.
No,
so
it's this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 2 months. 2 months tomorrow that she was stolen. And it's also her second birthday on Monday.
Please, let's get Maple home for her second birthday. You know, we beg you. Some people think, you know, if they have Maple or know anything about Maple, that you're going to be in trouble with the police. It's not always the case. The only thing that matters to the owner is having Maple home. It's not about getting anyone in trouble, and somebody may have Maple in all innocence now. Please just give information and please let Maple go home. I'm going to show another little video now. I do apologise I couldn't add it to the slideshow. Before we go, is there anything else at all that you'd like to add?
Just really urging people just to think about her as well, and if they know the thieves, everything can be in confidence. You know, I'm not concerned about police involvement. I'm not concerned about them being in trouble for what they've done. The best gift you can give me, and to stop all this, please, is just, and to my family, is to just give her back.
And, you know, we reiterate that point, you know, it doesn't mean to say that you're going to be in trouble. Just take Maple to a safe place. You know, I myself am local. Get in touch with Muddypawscrime. I'll meet you and get Maple. There's plenty of admin that will also help. There doesn't need to be police involvement. Please, please, please let Maple go home for a second birthday. Please stop the trauma that the owner is going through daily. Maple needs vet treatment. Please let Maple go home. Well, thank you very much for coming on. There's a lot of comments that you can go through after. I'd just like personally to say a big thank you to the admin of Maple's groups. I know how hard that you work, especially one special lady. Just, you know, please, public, keep sharing all over. Just keep an eye out for darling Maple. Any questions, obviously get in touch with any of the admin. Get in touch with Muddypawscrime in confidence. We'll do all we can to support the owner. And I will be back on Sunday with the owner of Dixie. Thank you very much.